I'm pissed. Nowhere does it say that they're going to charge you 10% gratuity. And it's just like, look, there may be some jerks out there, right, that come into a restaurant that's like, I'm not going to give you anything. But because you did that, I ain't giving you nothing.
Jordan.
Hello, and thank you very much for downloading this most recent episode of Movie Guys Podcast. You can download many more episodes at movieguyspodcast.podbean.com.
Haunted in Venice. I'm thinking it's going to be a scary, fun movie. I didn't watch a trailer. Boy, was I wrong. This is part 3, right? The last movie we reviewed was Death on the Nile? Death on a Nile? I don't know. Eric, how the hell are you doing?
Have you not seen the trailer for this? Am I rubbing off on you a little bit here, Jordan, and you're just going in completely cold? Or is the pressure to watch these movies so tight here that you're just don't have any other time to, and you're just having to, throw it in the stream as soon as you get the moment's chance and don't do any research on the movie?
Well, to be fair, I was accidentally watching the other movie we were going to review next week. And about 10 minutes into it, I looked at our schedule and went, oh, this is the wrong movie. This was going to be a different podcast. No, I actually remember watching and reviewing Death on the Nile, and I think I told you in the episode I fell asleep. I didn't fall asleep in this one. This one is so interesting, it's dumb. Now,
it does feel, I will say, like at this point, this movie was directed by Kenneth Branagh, who also stars in it. Reoccurring his character. It's the third time, right? And it feels like he's making these movies just for him at this point.
Right. It wasn't Murder on the Orient Express and Death on the Nile supposed to have this star-studded cast and, kind of like Knives Out in a way, right?
Yeah, exactly. It's their Knives Out. This is.
But this doesn't seem star-studded. I don't see anybody that I remember.
No,
besides the doctor with the mustache.
On this one.
Who?
I mean, no, I'm saying they're kind of. Hold on, I'm gonna research this. Did they make this thing during COVID or something? When did this come out?
No, they did not make this during COVID, because if that was the case, they wouldn't have had that big party in the beginning of the movie.
Release date September 11th. Ooh, could have picked a better day, I think. But it feels like I don't know, man. It feels like this movie was shot in a weekend.
I feel like when the investigation started to happen, it felt like it was filmed on the weekend. The movie is a brisk 1:43, right? An hour 43. That's perfectly fine with us, right?
Yeah.
I was excited for the runtime. This is on Hulu, I believe.
It's on Hulu.
But the first 40 minutes was all set up, and you feel those 40 minutes. It seems just like the movie with the kids running around. It seems chaotic. It seems crazy. It seems unfocused. And then all of a sudden there is a murder. Now we're going to get to it. It just seems.
I get it completely.
This is weird.
I don't want to. I'm not trying to belittle this movie by comparing it to this, but I get what you mean completely. It really does feel kind of like an amusement park ride at this moment. Like I knowingly bought the ticket, knowing what I'm gonna get a ride for, and that's exactly what we have, right? The first, like you said, act being that complete setup, and as soon as they walk into the house, you feel like, all right, well, here we go. Kind of here comes the adventure. Here comes the ride, and everything that they do since that part is. I feel like you're automatic. You're in this mode of like detective mode where you're just trying to take note of all these characters. Like the camera is now forcing you to kind of see what it wants you to see. So if a character is positioned a certain way or they say a certain thing to a certain someone at a certain time, it's a suspect, and you draw your own conclusions from watching it. And you're in the game. You're playing the mystery whodunit game. You are Hercule Poirot, and you're observing everything at this point.
Now, this is not a joke, but 2 nights prior to this recording, I was in the garage. I came inside. My wife just started, in my opinion, the greatest whodunit ever, Clue.
Okay.
I love Clue.
I think you like Scream more.
I do like Scream more, but Clue is classic.
Yes,
Clue's your,
of course.
that is what this is kind of with, right? So I watched Clue, which I think in this genre is up there. And that's what this movie is teetering on. Because I did not go back and watch Death on the Nile, but I listened to our review, and that movie was serious on face value. This movie's teetering on parody a little bit.
Yeah.
And yeah, and the other two movies, they had the scary ghost elements or whatever. This one blatantly tells you at the end if ghosts are real or not. And I'm like, that kind of defeats the whole purpose, though, right? Right?
It's
For one, as an example.
It kind of drags you along into that, right? And
at the end, they confirm or deny that ghosts are real in this.
yeah, it's
the other two movies, they completely debunk it.
The other two movies they didn't address it, right? It was in a supernatural thing. It was that everyone knew that there was a murder that took place, and that everyone was a suspect. Everyone had a reason to do it. That's what the difference is between Orient and Nile, is that those setups were giving you those characters like Professor Plum and Colonel Mustard and Mrs. Or Scarlet.
Peacock. Scarlet and Peacock.
And
but
and like there's backstory, and because of that, they built motive as to the main character, who was the party. Oh, I'm glad you all came here tonight on the day of my so and so's death day, birthday,
right
thing, and everyone had the motive to kill this person, who then would after a blackout and then turn up dead.
And which is what's missing from this movie, Eric.
Yeah, it's the loose dots, and a whole lot of I don't know, thought process of watching the movie. Whereas this was just kind of like a murder mystery dinner party.
Yeah, so let's go into the backstory. Not really I guess it goes with the plot, but the backstory. The very simple version of it is that there was this multi-level home in Venice that was used for fostering children. And the children liked it there, and the doctors were cool, the nurses were cool, everybody was cool with the kids, but then plague happened. And the doctors and the nurses and everybody left the house, locking the children in, allegedly, to fend for themselves to their death. And ever since then, the house has been sold. And everybody that has bought the house, that's lived in the house, has alleged, a la Amityville Horror, that there is ghostly things that happen in the house. Well, a year prior to this movie, you have a wife and a daughter, well, a mother and a daughter, and the daughter jumps out her window into the canals of Venice and commits suicide. And we are told by the mother that owns the house and other people that she heard the voices of the children. It was driving her mad, of the ghost children. That's the backstory.
Man, gone are the days, man, right? Where you could use that as an excuse. You
Right.
know, you were just some alcoholic husband or something like that, just lonely as hell, and you just just kill your wife one day and be like, oh, I know, I'll tell everyone that she was frantic. She was seeing ghosts. I didn't kill her.
Days. Gone are the days. Especially how we find out who the actual murder is and how the link is to the chain of this. I'm just like, wow, you could not have gone away with it. But, and I'm not spoiling it, but I'm telling you though, as soon as this backstory was told, and then our main character and everybody goes to the house, I look at my wife and I go, if the mom is the killer because we've seen this story 1,000 times, I'm gonna automatically give this a small bag. That's exactly what I said to Gina. She goes, "What?" I said, "We've seen this story."
Oh yeah.
I'm not saying the mom's the killer or not. I'm just saying like that was my gut reaction, right? It's because what happens is it's on all Halloween Eve's night. It's Halloween, and all these children come to the haunted foster children's house because of a party. The mom throws a party at the house that she owns
Throws
that
a
is haunted by
banger.
ghosts. But tell me if I'm right on this. This place is known to be filled with haunted ghosts that are ghost kids. So they bring other orphan kids to the scary orphan house to have a party.
The neighborhood kids, right?
Okay.
Yes. To be honest
That's
with you, Jordan.
stupid.
Yeah, to be honest with you, Jordan, it was moving. It was moving. The story was moving, and I kind of was not engaged.
Sure. But the mom owns the house. A year prior, her daughter jumps out her bedroom window, commits suicide.
Yeah, no, I got
So,
that part.
so we
It's
get all that
just
stuff, but the setup is stupid. The setup is really really stupid. Where it's like this is known to be a ghost house with children. So let's bring children in, and then their MacGuffin. I don't know if it's a MacGuffin, but their excuse is, oh, the children are safe because ghost children like children. They just don't like doctors and nurses,
I guess that's a MacGuffin.
right? So the children bob for apples, right? We meet our main characters. Children leave, right? We get a big storm coming in, and then all of a sudden, this is where things start to happen. This is where we get a medium psych
Yes,
person,
yes.
a medium, played by a woman that I've seen before. Is she the mom for? No, she's not. Is she the main star in Everything Everywhere at Once?
Yes, she won
That is her.
Academy. Yeah,
Okay, she looks
Michelle
like.
Yeoh.
I was like, oh my god, that's the okay. So she plays this "you're doomed as a death curse" house kind of role, and she brings along this boy and this girl. It's Quicksilver and Scarlet Witch, obviously. Tell me
Uh-huh.
their back. Tell me their backstory's not bad. And she performs a séance because they want to talk to the ghost of the children.
Because the
And
mother would do anything to hear her daughter's voice again.
anything, right? And
Anything.
then our main dude, what's it? Hercules? Is that his dude? Is that his name?
It is now. Hercule.
Hercule.
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah, were you ever a fan of Dragon Ball Z?
You know me.
So, yes?
No. Well, you're not gonna get a tip now. Okay, so Hercule. Okay, so he is known. Our main guy, who we've
For
seen
real?
in the other two movies, he is known to be this great detective. Everybody respects him, and when there is something that's crazy or cannot be explained, he always finds the killer. He always gets his man. So he is here to debunk this. It's a doomed death curse woman, and she spins around. She does her nonsense. Now,
Hold
this
on.
part of the movie. What?
He was there under false pretense because Tina Fey, his old friend, offered him to see a seance. And so you got to see this, you got to check it out type of thing. Right?
That's
She's
what
like,
happened, though.
yeah, but they go there and then all this stuff happened. And it does feel like he was tricked kind of into being right place, right time. The other two movies were kind of the same thing though, right? Where the murder or the incident or whatever, the murders, both that happened were on not necessarily his watch, but definitely in his company in
Mhm.
in close quarters. And this is pretty much the
Tho-
same as far as
Those are
that.
by
It
happenstance,
just
though.
feels like, yeah, exactly. Those feel by coincidence. This does not. This
No.
feels very forced. Like
Yeah.
they push him in here, and we find out later is because, and again, there's motive from everybody here. That and played by Tina Fey is that all she wanted to do was get source material for something that would finally stump the great detective Hercule Poirot.
Right. So that was her motive. And they're old friends too, right? So that's kind of weird as well that she would bamboozle her old friend, right? The kids kept on saying in the beginning of the movie, oh, we're old friends and you're not going to suspect me as a murderer. Well,
She
no, we're
made
old friends. Man.
mention, yeah, you're right. She made mention that she got rich because of him in the first place, writing about him.
Sure, but they're old friends. It's like if I
Is she
invite you
Agatha
over,
Christie?
bud. Yes, that's exact. Yeah, actually, that's not me being sarcastic. Yeah, yeah.
I'm gonna explain that accent that she was trying to
hmm
do.
So we get
But
this
Agatha Christie was
amazing.
English.
Yes,
Never mind. Go ahead.
we get this amazing seance. The woman is spinning around in a chair. Doors are flying open. Windows are flying open. And of course, I know this is supposed to be fake, right? Because that's the whole point of the movie in a way. So I'm looking for the strings, pun intended, kind of thing, right? Like I'm looking for the nonsense for me to see. So when they reveal all this was nonsense, I can be like, ah, I caught it. And she's spinning in a chair. All of a sudden, she speaks in like a teenage little girl's voice, saying to her mother through the voice that you murdered me. You murdered me.
You
Are
murdered
we
me.
supposed to take this on face value at this point, knowing what we know about at the end of the movie? Are we not supposed to think that she's a fake?
Well, I'll tell you what. If that chair was not moving and spinning around like it was, I wouldn't believe that her or that girl for a moment. But because it was spinning crazily and her hair was going wild, go ahead and believe her. Like, oh wow,
Well,
they
no,
went they
because
went all out with the
everybody was
budget
saying,
there.
the people that knew the girl said that was her voice. I'm just saying, because the movie never tells us definitively if she was a fake or not, right? They never say she was a fake.
Well, there's the thing too. Well, because she was exposed. Hercule exposed her to an extent, right? And then there's where we're made to believe it, right? Because there was trickery to a limit, and then
There was,
once
yeah.
once Hercule finds the two kids, or the two helpers, assistants.
Quicksilver and then Scarlet Witch, yes.
You're not
Tell me
wrong.
they're
You're not wrong.
okay.
To find Quicksilver and Scarlet Witch in the chimney and behind the curtain. That's
Literally.
when the real, I guess, possession happens, right? And they're saying, "Oh, we've this is new. We didn't rehearse this."
Do you think though, on face value, do you think from what you know of the end, do you think that she was actually possessed by the girl, or do you think that was all a ruse? What's your opinion?
Oh,
I think she was.
I don't know. I think that
I think she was.
maybe Michelle Yeoh was a medium, and she was just feeling it that night,
But she
and
spoke in the girl's voice though, bud.
the girl's voice was maybe lingering around there, and was just like, you know what, I found a spot. I'm gonna go ahead and take it. This real vulnerable medium woman who's kind of feeling it right now. I'm just gonna jump in, take over for a hot minute, see what
Did the
happens.
medium drink the tea though? That's a valid question.
Oh, maybe she did.
I don't remember if she drank the tea or not.
I'm pretty sure she did. I'm pretty sure she had a sip of it because um, they did make note of kind of who was having some tea and who wasn't. There was select shots of it. I think maybe she had a sip, and then she said, "Talk to me," and then that stuff happened.
Nice. Talk to me. Um, so this is where the murder happens, right? Everybody's in their little rooms doing their little thing. And then we had a weird conversation. I felt uncomfortable with the median and our hero, the detective, where they're talking. He's calling her a fraud. She puts that mask on him, kind of remind me of Dr. No and No Time to Die.
Yeah, that seemed a little weird.
He's Dr. No to me, I just want to get it off my chest. And then the detective decides to just walk around in the not only Dr. No get up, but also the Eyes Wide Shut get up.
Oh yeah, it was kinky.
That was Eyes Wide Shut get up right there. I was wondering what
My
room he was
eyes
going
were
to
wide
walk into.
open.
Yeah, and he walks in and he sees this bobbing for apples. Now, I traditionally do not get uncomfortable during movies because they're all fake, right? And we're supposed to suspend our disbelief. But for some reason, I felt very uncomfortable because Kenneth Branagh decided, because he's the director and the star of the movie, he decided to go underwater shot of him sticking his tongue out, licking and bobbing for apples.
Again, don't kink shame. He wanted us to see that. He wanted us to see
That was a
what he
stupid.
does.
That's stupid. Come on. I mean, like
Not the dumbest thing in this movie.
no. Is it though? It's weird though, right? Because think about this. He gets this eyes wide shut mask cloak on him, and he decides not to take it off. He just strolls around the house, sees unused Bob for Apples bucket, and then he decides to put inside the water camera shot of his sticking his tongue out and licking. I'm just like, what? And all of a sudden, this figure comes behind him and tries to drown him. And then his bodyguard saves him. When his bodyguard saves him, we hear a scream. And then there's the median impaled by Lady Liberty herself.
Yeah.
In the middle of a foyer. I don't know. So now we have a murder.
Of the garden square.
Yes, we have a murder. She's impaled. No blood.
No, of course not. The movie rating wouldn't allow it.
No blood. She's impaled. We got a murder. And everybody's trying to figure it out, right? And this is where the movie gets a little interesting. It takes a dark turn in a little bit, but this is where he's like, okay, I'm going to put my detective hat on. We're going to figure this out. And he starts interviewing people one by one. Now, in the other two movies, I believed that he was good at his job. In this movie, I feel like the actors were told to believe that he was good at his job. This guy couldn't break me if he tried. This guy sucks in this movie.
He solved the case. What are you talking about?
He sucks. Could he break you? No.
Break. Oh man, the beauty about Hercule is that you never know what angle he's working, but he's always working you.
Eric, what was it? I'm talking about specifically the scene in the kitchen where they're interviewing. I don't know who they're interviewing. And it was like, you did this, didn't you, on this day at this time? Didn't you? And
well,
it's like,
it also was revealed that he took a bit of the tea, right? And he's listen, there was overacting aplenty in this movie, Jordan. And I'll tell you one thing about overacting. There was that kid in this movie, that Leopold. You said what'd you just say?
I love that kid. That kid doesn't even know what the definition of ham yet is, and he is the definition of ham. That kid is awesomely bad. I love him.
Needed to be thrown out the window is what that needed to happen in this movie. It wanted to save any bit of it. The ghost daughter should have possessed somebody and went for that kid for sure.
Who's a more horrible kid in a movie? This kid or the boy from Mummy Returns? Or is it the third Mummy? No, yeah, but that's right. Mummy Returns. Yeah, where he was Brendan Fraser's son in the movie. Yes.
Hold on.
I just pulled that out.
An answer to it. I would say the kids from Jurassic Park are pretty bad too.
Well, okay, fine. No, this kid is amazing. And what I mean by that is that this kid, he's the only actor that knows what he's in. I mean, truly. I mean, like, he's hamming it up. He's smart and intelligent for his young age of 10. My father is suffering from shell shock. Come here. Look at my thick black rimmed glasses. I know things. I'm going to stand outside a bathroom so people wash their hands. You know, it's great. This guy's a piece of crap. I guess. You don't think this kid's fun?
He's a character, that's for sure. But there's the thing is that like he's taking it seriously, where I think the other people are trying, but they're falling short. Like the guy who played his dad, this panicked, anxiety shaken man all the time, who's a distant father and who's relying on his son to be taking care of him and stuff like that. Who's his shell shocked father. It just seemed like, I don't know, the period of time when it was kind of an excuse to kind of be exhausted and have the vapors, oh, I'm delirious. It
Sure.
just hand to the forehead type of thing, and just I'm exhausted, and it was just like, what the hell's going on with that person, kind of a thing. And I feel like that's what this guy was. He's just
The
kind
shell
of
shocked father
I don't know. He's
or
just
the kid. Dude, that's when the movie took a dark turn, dude. His story was actually like it was actually pretty haunting and sad. Like his story is that he was a soldier for her queen, for her majesty, and they find a Nazi camp, and he said we were nursing skeletons, and then like a bunch died because we gave them milk, and it's like what? Oh my god, this sounds horrible for a movie that is completely a joke. This is like a serious story.
yeah.
And I was like, "Oh my god!" And he was the only actor I believed in this movie. Like he actually seemed like, yeah, he was a little hammy, but like I could believe that, right? Like this guy seemed legit, kind of.
Well,
No,
no, I understand. Like, it's not to his discredit the actors. That is, I feel like the direction of it was to make a show of it, and it played kind of just cartoony to me. It,
okay.
uh, and maybe the better way to put it is that it was really theatrical. Is
Mm.
like okay, show the audience that that you're disconnected and things like that, rather than the obvious where it's probably someone who's just very very quiet, very self-absorbed, probably in their head the entire time, maybe just doing a repeated tick over and over and over and over again, rather than playing for effect, which is this where this guy's just, I don't know, always just kind of gasping. Ah, shadow.
The, the part that Shadow, the part that made me actually laugh is when he's the only doctor in the house, and he goes to examine the body, and all of a sudden the detective's like, "Didn't you check her wrist? Her watch is broken." And he's just like, he does like this like Brad Pitt from Fight Club tick, like looks at it, doesn't understand, like shakes his head no, and he's like, "I didn't see that." He starts flipping
Well, it's
out
just
for
like
no reason.
those moments where he snaps, right?
Yeah, yeah.
And I get it. It's supposed to be, oh, he's again loose cannon type of thing.
Right.
Um, I don't know. I guess I just felt like maybe the character would have been, but again, I've not read the book, so I don't know what these
Yeah, no,
characters
I
are based
guess
off
it's
of.
extremely loose on it, I guess. Also, another thing, again, we always would say what we would do. So you and I are in this house, right? And there's a murder happened, and people seem to kind of take the murder pretty well. I mean, like a woman was impaled, but they seem to be distraught, but also take it very well.
People are like,
And
yeah, we knew this was coming.
right. And then all of a sudden the detective's like, "You and you are going to stand in front of the gates to make sure nobody leaves." And I would be again that one guy that goes, the hell you say?" Like everybody's just so accepting. Oh, there's a murder.
Oh yeah, you see
Okay,
his
well listen to the
mustache, man. You
detective.
gotta argue with that mustache.
I get the problem with a movie like this is when you have the first movie, you're on a train. You got no place to go. This is what you have to deal with. The second movie, you're on a boat. You got no place to go. You're in a city in this movie. Like, you know what I'm trying to say, Eric? It's like there's no claustrophobia in this movie. There's no sense of dread in this movie. You could easily jump out the second window, maybe hurt your shin splints, but still get out.
And go to what, into the canal?
You could probably swim across the canal to go to the cops. Just saying. Like, and it's just it wasn't completely surrounded by the canal either. It was just one side.
Just grab a boat.
Just saying. So the second murder is the doctor, right? Yeah.
Yes.
And that son, wow. Not an F given on that one.
Yep, does not care. He seemed ready for it. He seemed like he wrote the will and he knew it was coming.
He straight up was like, "Oh, father." Next scene.
Yep.
I was like, wow. Oh, I'm sorry. There was one scene of him sitting on a bed crying, and because of the way they shot it, I was waiting for a butler to look out the door with a dog-faced man too, and it's just like, looking. like there's no reaction to death. So why this is going on, we go there's a loud banging in the basement, right? And then the wife, well, the mom that owns the place, she's like, there's no basement here. Meh. And the detective and his bodyguard go on down, and they just immediately find a basement, right? And they find one
Yeah,
child
that was
skeleton.
convenient, wasn't it?
Oh my God. Again, she says, there is no basement here. And they turn a corner, and there's the door to
And
the
there's
basement.
the basement.
Okay. You know, and they find one child
He's a
skeleton.
detective,
And
and I detect that there's a door to the basement right here.
and what's causing the banging is there's a storm outside, and on the one side of the house is a canal, and there's a piece of wood that's violently striking a gate. And they find one child skeleton down there, so therefore all the kids have died down there. That was evidence enough. Scratching my head right now because I'm getting irritated. What happens after this? We find out that one of the other guests is the father of the girl that committed suicide, who is the ex-husband to the mom, the wife, and he is now a playboy philanthropist because because his daughter was sick, because his wife was sick. Somebody was sick, so he left allegedly. I'm not like
I think I was looking at my phone, bud. I really was. I mean, I tried everyone. I really did. I was kind of checked out on this.
Okay, fine. Let's get into it then, right?
I mean, I caught certain beats. I caught like obviously the great reveal at the end,
which we're gonna get into, which is nonsense.
Yeah, but like a lot of this plot building stuff, it was just like, they would say something and you'd go, "Who?
Right.
What? When? Who's the? Why did? I know you're telling me, but like, it just you're moving so fast. Oh God, I feel like I'm my grandparents now. Oh, slow it down. Why you gotta tell that story so fast?
I used to be with it.
Did I just look
Now
up
they
like a Joe
changed
Biden
what
there?
it was.
Yeah.
Okay.
Why go in there and make that story so fast?
We'll just go it up because I think we have a lot to talk about in this part. So we'll go ahead and spoil the killer. And again, what I said to my wife in the beginning of the movie was, if the killer's the mom, I'm going to give it a small bag no matter what. The killer's the mom.
Kills the mom.
Because we've seen this story before. The mom's motive, or one swear word for the episode for me, you get one too. The mom's motive was bullshit. And
yeah, it kind of was. What was it? She was doing kind of like what's that thing called? Munchausen by proxy? Ugh, I just pick that up.
She couldn't bear to leave her child, so she grew these flowers on the roof of the courtyard of this house. And when the bees do things with it, this flower turns into a honey from the bees, and it is a hallucinogen. It's a mild hallucinogen. Knowing this, she just feeds her daughter hallucinating filled honey tea to make her freak out. And there is no ghost children haunting this place at this point in time of the reveal, because the detective has even said, I have drinking this tea and I hear children's laughters and I'm seeing things, but it's all because of hallucination.
Tripping balls.
I want to try his shrooms. And the mom admits it. She's just like, no, yeah, it was straight up me. Like, there was no other, like, it could be you, the mom, or it could be you, Colonel Mustard. Like, there was none of that. It was just, I know what the killer is. It's the mom. The mom was like, caught me.
Well, here's the thing. You said, does the maid, who, by the way, the maid, golly, tone it down, lady. There is no Oscar for you in this movie. Anyway, where did she admit it too? Because she technically was the one that, I guess you could say, killed the daughter, right? She's the one that
Yeah,
overdosed her.
yeah, she gave her the tea, but she didn't know that it was laced with this hallucinogen, so she gave her too much, and that's what made the daughter's heart stop. What makes it sick?
Which happened in Knives Out, by the way.
Right. So we got theft
Anna
here.
de Armas unknowingly gives, what's the guy's name? Too much, the wrong dose unknowingly,
Yeah, that's what kills.
or the correct dose because she is the weight. Oh well, never mind.
Well, screw me for thinking that, killing your children is wrong. But what makes it even more sick is that the mom discovers that her daughter's dead. So she continues with the lie that children haunt this place. So she grabs a gardening tool on the corpse of her child, scratches the hell out of her back to do with the illusion, and then throws her into the Venice Canal. And it's like, okay. And
Again,
she went to bed that night happy, I bet.
again,
Like,
gone are the days, Jordan, where a family member dies and you could and just put some marks on their body and be like, oh, see, ghosts. It was a ghost that did that. Certainly wasn't me. Certainly
well,
wasn't our dumb assery. Yes.
what even more is BS is that you find out towards the end of the movie before the reveal of the killer is that the detective's bodyguard also has a backstory too, that he used to be a police officer. And we find out that he was one of the police officers that was on scene when the daughter committed suicide, and he's the one that pulled her out of the canal. Question, why? Um, okay, what? Okay, so, but again, though, like, what made me giggle with this movie is that I don't think it was supposed to be like not taken seriously, because like this mother is dragging her daughter's corpse, and then she drops the body to scrape the back of it, and it has that loud comedic thud. And then she just like tries to put her over the balcony, thud, smacks her head on the brick. And it's just, is this supposed to be serious? And the mom just straight up admits it, and the cops involved, and it's just, and the maid.
No, I with you because the comparing it to the other two movies does not help this movie.
Mhm.
It feels like those other two movies are a bit more bigger production, like that's a Broadway, whereas this
Mhm.
is community theater. This seems just like a downgrade. I'm not getting any production. Obviously, like the scenes are there, the costumes are there, the visuals are there. That's fine, but just execution, maybe it just maybe didn't play to its strengths. Um, the house is beautiful. Where it is beautiful. The outfit and the mask is, I don't know what you're trying to do with that, uh, but it just seemed, I don't know, just again, like everyone got a script that night and was told you're playing this character tonight, and that's just what they did. Tina Fey played Tina Fey, and then everyone else just kind of went into their corners, and just like in Clue, kind of assumed the character that you would imagine being in a film like this
Right, but see, that's the thing is, what
that
goes
we've
without
seen
saying.
before.
Yeah, I mean, like Clue, they all knew what they were making, and this, I don't think they understand they were making Clue. Also, too, I call BS is that we find out where she straight up admits that she's the killer, that she called the shell shock doctor in the soundproof library from another room from inside the house and said, look, I know you're blackmailing me. Kill yourself. And he grabs a sword and he puts the sword against the wall and backs up into it.
Whew,
First of all,
back that thing up.
who kills themselves like that? First of all,
Yeah, I
like,
guess
you think you
that's a
think about
gruesome
that?
way to go, man.
When you think about that, it was like you backed up into a sword Slit your throat, bud. Kurt Cobain had it better than you. What the heck are you doing?
Jeez, I don't even know if, like, what a way to
Right? Think about
go.
it. Right. I mean, that's instant feeling. There's no like
Try to
throat
fall on
slit.
it or something. You just
Yeah.
put it into the bag. I feel like, like,
Insult to injury, the statue that he got the sword from had a noose on it.
see,
And he
there's your
grabs the
clue
sword.
moment there, buddy.
Oh, God. Like, that's so stupid. But nothing is more. No, not yet. So then, the mom's like, "You're never going to catch me. And I would have got away with it. If it wasn't for you squirrely
Was it
kids.
for my meddling kid?
Right. So then,
My
she
poltergeist
like,
kid.
so then she like runs around and the detective gets on the roof, and she has the guardian tool because that's her murder weapon, I guess. And
It's
it's
pretty
raining
scary,
still.
man. She's got it thrown in his face and stuff.
She's got that guardian
She
tool.
gonna scratch him real hard.
I'm gonna scratch you, kind of like the coon from South Park. What's your superpower? I scratch you. But all of a sudden, behind the mom, floating in the clouds, when the lightning strikes, it's the ghostly daughter floating. And the ghostly daughter reaches out and touches her mom's shoulder, which then makes her mom fall over the balcony, go into the water, and then the mom somehow dies from that fall, or is dying from the fall. And then the mom's lifeless body's reaching out, and then we see the ghostly daughter grabbing her mom back down. So this movie is telling us the ghosts are real.
And playing a key part in this murder mystery.
Very, very stupid.
Now,
because that's the purpose of this detective.
That's a weird thing, right? Is that like, okay, you find out who killed the ghost, but then the ghost commits murder. So is that a wash then? Like, how do you report that? How do you go home and write that one out?
Well, yeah, because one of the remaining scenes was, how are we going to say what happened? And he was like, she committed suicide.
And can you imagine Hercule's lieutenant just reading these page reports that he's bringing in? It just got to be like, Hercule, man, just what are you doing, man? Yeah.
What makes this movie teeter to not a bag of kernels? We reviewed worse, but what makes this teeter to a no bag territory? I don't know if you agree with me on this one or not. And for those of you who haven't seen the movie yet, listen how stupid this is. There's another twist. We find out that the reason why that the mom was doing the seance and all these things was because she needed money. Why did she need money? Because somebody was sending her letters, a la cutting them out of a magazine per letter thing, right? Letters, and blackmailing her, and she was paying the blackmailer the money. Who was the blackmail person? The 10-year-old doctor's son.
Yes. That's right. The boy genius himself.
Do you see my stink face?
That's why that man was so shell-shocked, because his serial killer son was...
Is he guilty on this?
No, he just looked like
because the detective was like, you can go free. Like, isn't he accomplished? I mean, wouldn't you go to jail?
I don't know, for something like that. I mean, because the blackmail wasn't...
she paid him.
Yeah, exactly. Like, what was the threat? Like, it wasn't like anything damning.
The threat was, you pay me money or I'm going to expose you. So she paid him all the money. That's straight up from the movie. Yeah, that's why she had this seance, so she could get money.
Gullible her, then whatever, man. Like, kids, I don't think he was doing anything illegal.
Blackmail's illegal, Eric.
Oh, well, it's soliciting, maybe.
Isn't blackmail illegal?
Well, not if you don't know what the hell he's blackmailing you with, right?
I know who killed. I know what happened to your daughter.
See, okay, yes. Then that might be blackmail. That would be, something. I'm sorry. The way that you're putting it there is like, if I got an email that said something,
No.
Hey, Eric, I know what you did. Give me $100. It's just like, don't know who the hell this person is. I'm gonna delete this.
No, it's straight up. So we find out because the detective with the twist was like, your father knew that she killed her daughter. And the son was like, yes, he knew all along when he discovered blah, blah, blah. But he wasn't mad enough to come up and say anything because he was shell shocked from, because of the camps. So I decided to, do this blackmail letter. And then he straight up says, the detective says, what are you going to do with the money?
He probably respects the game,
And
right?
then the kid's even stupid. The kid is more stupid, if that's the word, right? Because they get on the boat. They get on the boat to go home, and the kid says, when you die here, you stay here. I'll see you soon, Dad.
See, kids already got his retirement planned out too.
While while they're on while the kids on the same boat with Quicksilver and Scarlet Witch go into Missouri.
Probably gonna buy the house then, huh?
Because that's what I'm thinking. Like I was planning it in my head. Like the kid, like 20 years in the future, is gonna come and buy the house and like hang out with his dad out like the Shining TV series.
I'm just
You
saying,
know?
man. Like, I think I really did think it was a moment where Hercule was like shocked. I was like, damn, this kid's running this type of scam. And just like, you earned it, buddy. You got it. It's all you. Or maybe he's like, you know what? How would you give me a little bit cut? Give me him. Let me see some of that action, and I'll let it slide.
Well, also too, we find out that
Hercule's
his
dirty.
friend, the girl that was writing the novel, we find out that she staged the seance too. That comes out at the end too. That she had strings that were gonna pull open the windows and stuff. I'm just like, what? What? Eh, just like what is going on?
But okay, she seemed harmless though, and all that stage, she admits that it was just because she wants something more to write, and Hercule was just like, like, chick, what are you talking about? I give you plenty to write, Let me go solve another one of these mysteries, and I'll give you another book to write. You ain't got to do this, but it's, I mean, let's be honest, probably something to write. So
Well, it's been 10 years because this takes place in 47 and the last movie took place in 37. 10 years of nothing.
well, I mean, she got something out of a night of craziness there, a murder mystery. But at the same part, she was trying to use him. He's used to it. Everyone's trying to use him.
Well, let's see if we can get something out of this movie. Eric, what is your popcorn rating for A Haunting in Venice?
Of This is probably like, okay. What's our no in small bag again? Let me pull up the website.
I'll let you pull it up, yeah. Because that's where scale is based off of. People, while he's looking it up, go to Movie Guys Podcast at podbean.com, click in our rating scale or rating system, and you can see exactly what he's rating, what our popcorn ratings are, and what they define it. What are you thinking?
Let's see. The small bag is a film that is not really good, involving many issues. We do not think you should check it out, but go ahead if you must.
What's a no bag?
No bag is, yep, do not see this film. Not a film that has anything good about it whatsoever. We suffered through it, so you don't have to skip through this movie altogether. Ah, man, somewhere in between there, I guess. I really want to go ahead and say it's a no. It's a no popcorn, man.
No bag of popcorn for you.
I
Are you a fish on that? Are you a fish?
Yeah. It
Are
it
you?
just yeah, it just didn't play like the other movies. It just didn't play like the same thing. It felt like a reboot kind of, it's like the characters were there, but they just weren't doing the same things. It felt rushed at some parts and slow at the other parts. It was just not for me. I didn't like the characters. They were either too much or just whatever the hell Tina Fey was. She was Tina Fey. It's like they just needed somebody to play it. Hey Tina, you know that one character that you can do? Can you play her? It's yeah. Then that's what she did. Just kind of like a gal.
Straight off the set of Mean Girls.
And everyone else just kind of that maid or the nanny, excuse me, was kind of bothersome. She just kind of seemed she didn't kind of seem she seemed very much distraught all the time. And I understand that again, she is haunted and things like that. Oh, but it just seemed like she was trying to go for, I don't know, too much. Like she did not know what movie that she was in. You just said it perfectly before, and I think I am, just repeating that is that these people need to know what kind of movie that they're in, and I feel like maybe the director went a different direction of how he should. This seemed like it was supposed to be, I don't know, serious, but like exhilarating at times, like thrilling at certain parts. I don't know what they were trying to do. It just maybe they didn't have enough time to build on these characters, the relationship between them, because it seemed like at the end everyone kind of knew what was going on, whether it be the nanny, the mom, the dad, or the kid. Everyone just kind of seemed to know, and Urkel was just like, "All right, so you guys already all knew, and I was just here to repeat that, to repeat what you all knew." And it was just
Notebook
like,
deal.
yeah, just like, all right, well, that's on to the next one. Good for you. And then Tina Fey was there. She's like, oh, nuts! I thought I had a genuine one there for you, there, kiddo. But turns out, that's a weird thing too. By the way, you're telling me that Tina Fey, her character just wanted to do a by the chance seance, and then that by the chance night suddenly goes into like this explosive conspiracy murder between families where everybody involved is there in the seance.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, she was trying to stump him, right? And it turned out to be a bigger thing than what she planned on. Right? That
I,
happens in life.
Again, I've not read the book. I don't know how tight this is compared to
Oh, it's
that.
extremely loose. I only read the first few sentences of the synopsis online, but a kid is mysteriously drowned while doing the bobbing for apples thing. So the detective has to figure out who killed the kid.
So yeah, this movie just really felt like it was its own. Like it was just different and separate from the other two completely.
Right.
Um, yeah, I don't know.
No bag.
No bag. Yeah.
No bag. Yeah, I mean, I said in the beginning of the review, I said it twice. Here's the third time. I said to my wife, if the mom's the killer, I'm automatically going to give it a small bag because you got to come up with something clever. We've already seen these kind of movies before. And if you're going to tell us the same story of movies we've already seen, you got to add some flair to it. This movie did none of that. The characters did not know what movie they were in. The kid, I was laughing about the kid and said that he was hammy because I literally think he was hammy, but that doesn't mean that he was good. There's a difference between being hammy and good and not, right? There's a difference. A la Chris Tucker in Fifth Element. But
He was in a different movie, man. Just every
yeah,
character was playing for like a different movie.
everybody was playing for a different movie. Also, we reviewed The Pope's Exorcist late this summer, and this looks like it's the same set. You think it was pretty to look at? I thought it was straight up from Pope's Exorcist, or maybe from A Haunting. Remember we reviewed that one years ago.
Yeah.
And just yeah, it was. I was not a fan of the other two movies, so I went into this, arms folded. Give me something new. Oh, it's a haunting story, something different than a murder. Okay, let's go for it. But I felt myself having a stink face on majority of the movie. Like, really, we're gonna go there? So yeah, just not a fan. So because of that, it's a small bag. If you like murder mysteries, then hey, it is for you. If you are the reason why Netflix is still in business with their murder mystery docs, then go right at it.
No, I say if you're a fan of murder mysteries, there are a lot of other movies you could check out before this one.
Well, yeah, but this is in the same vein, right? I mean, like, if you like slasher movies, you're going to see all of them. Like, eventually, you're going to see Terror Train. You know what I mean?
I know what we're going with. Yeah, at the
Yeah.
same part, that's kind of the good part. There's a difference between Tremors 1 and Tremors 8.
Right. So yeah, I mean, yeah, no bag for me, no bag for Eric. Eric, we've had some stinkers here recently, haven't we?
Oh boy, have we.
Maybe next week could be a little bit of a different story. Next week we get to review one of my favorite directors of all time. So hopefully I'll come in with a better attitude. I don't know if you're a fan of him as much as I am, but we'll see.
We'll see.
We'll see. Eric, thanks so much for joining me. Make sure to check out movieguyspodcast.podbean.com or wherever you get your podcast from. We are on that platform. Thank you so much for checking us out. And we'll be back next Thursday, like always, for an awesome episode. Have a good night. Whatever.
That's the gratuity, yeah.
Right. By the way, my 2 beers was $5. Gina's margarita was $10, the same price of my 2 beers. Anyway, so, she comes back, hey, I forgot to tell you guys, 10 people or more, 10% gratuity. And I look up at her without skipping a beat. I don't know, you can see me.
Oh,
and
yeah.
I go, well, you ain't going to get a tip now, aren't you?
Holy shit.
She looks at me like I'm an asshole. And I'm like,
Yes.
I could have given you more money.
Oh, Jordan.
Why are you doing this to me, bud? And she's just like, I don't know. And Gina's looking at me and it's like, okay. But that's my point of my rant, man, is you don't know what kind of customer I'm going to be. So you slap this 10% gratuity without telling common folk as myself, okay, you ain't getting nothing. You're going to get your 10%. Nothing.
You're probably giving them all the more reason with that response as to why they should include gratuity.
No. Here's the thing. I have discovered.
How dare you think I'm going to tip you?
No.
How dare you assume that? Let me decide. My body, my choice.
How dare you?
Or my wallet, my choice.
Exactly. How dare you tell me I have to pay? Not anywhere in the menu does it set 10% gratuity. On the way home, my wife was driving. On the way home, I was on their website looking on their menu, their PDF menu. Nowhere does it say that they're going to charge you 10% gratuity. And it's just like, look, there may be some jerks out there, right, that come into a restaurant that's like, I'm not going to give you anything. Meh, right? And you get the guys in the middle. And then you got the guys that are going to tip more than what their bill is, right? You don't know. I could have given you more. But because you did that, I ain't giving you nothing.
Jordan,
You get your 10%.
I think it needs to be said. The big part where she had said that in parties or groups of 10 or more, how many people did you have there?
10.
That gratuity is included. This, I would say more often than not, Jordan, is standard practice.
Okay, just say it. Because the way that, again, you had to have been there, but for her to grab the cards.
Oh, I did not need to be there. I
know.
I can see it perfectly in my head.
Well, you ain't gonna get nothing. No, it's the way she did it. It's you grab our cards, you swipe all of our cards.
Is that what it is? With
you
such
come
arrogance,
back,
Jordan. Such
she
a matter-of-factness.
She comes back, she goes, oh, I forgot to tell you guys that we automatically charge 10%. It's like, you know what? Your spaghetti warehouse.
She didn't need to tell you. She could have just put it on the bill and had you guys figure it out on your own.
Right, and then I still would have given you nothing. Nothing. I hate that, man. The fancy steak place at the casino didn't charge us that. We tipped them nice.
It was just you and Gina.
I gave them $20.
It was gratuity would not be included in something like that unless otherwise notified. Usually, restaurants that do it for small tables will let you know on the menu or notify you at the table that I've seen. On rare occasions, the server has said something that, hey, everything is of price. No tip is included. It's included with the price of our items. You can just pay for this and then
you're gonna tell Sarah this, aren't you?
She'll probably listen to this. All depends on what you put up or not.
Yeah, well, this is the end stinger. Well, It pisses me off, man.
No, I get it. It's like this restaurant thing because man, Jordan, there have been some times. If you're lucky, it's 10% because there have been some restaurants where I felt like I have just been, like they completely had their way with me. Jodie Foster, it was just rough, man. It was traumatic. Sometimes there was one restaurant where I think it was really bad, Jordan, and I'm not a foodie by any means, but I do like to wine and dine. I do like to go out. There was this one, man, it was just bad from the start. Everything about it, it was just hitting the beats of how bad this place was. Man, just everything, how empty the restaurant was, how the staff just did not give a shit about anything. How there were no dinner plates. Everything was served on something else. I had my steak on a stool. It was like everything was just trying to be something that it wasn't. And then at
Right.
the end, they added like 18 or 20% on top of gratuity automatically. They didn't tell us. They also added a charge because I was using a card. Also, they didn't accept cash.
Oh God.
So it was a huge surcharge on the card too. Like it was some added charge. I was like, well, this is robbery. This is an actual dump of a place that's just trying to take money. And it was we heard a fight there. We heard people fighting with the staff there, and then it was just it's comical, man. It
Well, I
was
had a bad experience. Dude, like, we're sitting at this long table, right? And there's booths around us, but that close, but close enough, like, and my brother-in-law was just sitting across from me. He was like, "Hey, man, so how's your job going in the world that you work for a living?" And I'm like, "Oh, it's nice. I get to ride my bike to work sometimes. It's nice." And then some strange guy at a booth across from us was like, "Yeah, I like to ride my bike to work too." And I straight up looked at the guy, and you know me, and I go, and some weird guys listen to my conversation now. Like, go away. Like,
man.
how? You know what I mean? Like, this is not your family. Go away. Why did you comment on me? We're not drinking beers together. Like,
I
it
want
just
to
made me mad.
rewatch Curb Your Enthusiasm now, man. Every day, and I think you agree with me too. I just turn closer, more and more into Larry David, just complaining about just what are we doing here with these
Yeah.
cursory and these I mean these so polite little greetings and small talks that just waste time, and there's these fake good mornings and just like, come on, I gotta go somewhere.
Well, also, oh, dude, I was
Why
nice
does this have to
too.
be a thing? Can't I just give you the money? You give me the coffee, I go.
So my wife's sister, her husband, what's he called for me? In my family, like my sister-in-law's husband is does he have a title? No.
Brother-in-law?
Would he be brother-in-law? Because he's my
Your
sister-in-law's husband.
Your sister-in-law's what do you your sister-in-law's husband?
Right. So Gina's sister's my sister-in-law.
Yeah, her husband.
Does he have a fancy title, or is he just?
I guess he'd be your brother, and I think your brother-in-law, right?
Would he be? Okay. All right. So my other brother-in-law, he was like, "Oopsie doopsie," and I look over. I'm like, "Yeah, what's up?" And he's like, "It looks like they put one of our children's meals on your bill. Looks like you paid for that." And I'm like, "Oh, well, you know what? Don't worry about it."
Not a big deal.
And he goes, "Well, we got to send you the money and we got to Venmo you or something." And I was like, "No, let's just say it's the price for your, what did I say? Price for your company." And he goes, "Well, it's not very good company. Am I right?"
It's like, oh, that guy's hilarious, man. Those are some knee slappers. Also, I don't think it's brother-in-law. I think he'd just be your sister-in-law's husband.
That's what I wanted to know. Like, I wasn't being silly for a reason. Like, do those dudes get a name?
No, I think whatever his name is.
All right.
That's about as far as it goes.
Well, that was my night.
He's just a dude.
That was my night.
What's that? What's a Jag? Just another guy.
Nice. Yeah, it was. Yeah, that was my night. So just so you know, when we come up to see you guys on Sunday, I don't think you're gonna take us to a fancy place, but in the future, if you do take us to a fancy place, and then we're and like if Gene and I are gonna pay our own way, just be like, hey, big guy, just so you know, place has gratuity. Okay, I am fine with that. You have tickled the area before you've entered. I at least know, so therefore I cannot be pissed.
How about this? If I ever take you to a place that
Yeah.
is not traditional
Mhm.
or eccentric with their style or whatever they're
Yeah.
doing that's different there, I will probably let you know before we go there.
That's all I'm asking.
But play to the crowd here. I'm not going to take you to
Well, I may like that. You don't
Ethiopian
know.
here.
Nice. Just tell me. Just say, hey, this is going to happen. And I can't be mad at that point. You know what I mean?
All right, buddy. I hope you brought a
All right.
bib.
Yeah. All right. Here we go. Like, you have warned me. It's not your fault now. It's my responsibility. So, yeah, that was my night.
Called medieval times. We sit in this section. We're going to cheer for one of the knights.